Oh, the adventures never end at Ice Age TV. What are we doing now? I got such a collection of motorcycles. I have so many accessories for all these motorcycles. And I'm out of room in my shop. Just too many toys. But what are we going to do? I'm going to continue my project on my brand new Chevy Bison HD. Because I got the real truck roll-up bed cover for this thing. And I bought that, and I think I'm going to bring the truck in the shop and put it on and do a little how-to video on how to put on the rollback, roll-up tonneau cover on Chevy Bison 2024. How do I get it turned around? This will be a challenge. I have so many cars in my yard. I'm going to have to move cars around to go turn the damn thing around. Or do I just put cars in the garage, but then I'm out of room? Oh, it just doesn't end. Just stay tuned. Oh wow, I finally got the bench cleaned off to work off of. The bed rug looks really good, and what's really cool is it's been really hot out today, and this has been outside all day getting really the heat on it, where it gets all this adhesive tape, 3M sticky tape for the Velcro to really adhere to the surface because it's just so hot. And I really like it. I mean, actually I was kind of disappointed yesterday that it wasn't a carpeted bottom. But I think it's okay. I think it gives the truck a little bit more character, and I think it looks really good. So now, this thing over here is extremely heavy, and I think I'm going to have to move the bikes out of the way here to go to work in this area. So, just watch the video and see how we do it. Yeah, and this is the 2024 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD Bison Edition. I've always been the Silverado guy. Do I call it Silverado? They call more of it the ZR2 Bison Edition 2024, brand new. And for anybody out there that's watched my channel, they kind of know the truck. But for those that are watching, this is like a 6 foot and some odd inches bed. So it is a nice size bed to work out of. And for me, I just love the roll-up cover to secure my goodies. What I do is I put the whole bed cover thing up in the bed of the truck. And I work off of the box in the bed. I just think it works better. You can put this in the center of the truck and work around it. And that way you get most of the weight. This is a very heavy unit. This is very heavy. This is a lot of material right there. So not for the weak of mind or weak of kind. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, the first thing you want to do is get your bed rails mounted to the rail system. And right here it shows you right side. And here is the left side. This goes to the front. And this is your mounting hardware for the front of the cover to actually be secured. So this is backwards right now, but it's not a big deal. I'll reverse it around. And I'm going to lay them out on each side. And we're going to keep on going. Got the tools out, the parts out. I've done this so many times. I don't even need instructions. I know what to do. So I got my 9/16 inch socket for these nuts. These are your clamps to clamp down the rail system. This will be your front seal for the front of the roll-up, so water doesn't get in between that and the bed of the truck. So we're gonna put that on first. I'm gonna climb up in the truck, and kind of creative here is what I do is I take the one step here, and then I grab the other. I use the tire to get up in the trunk so that I cannot hurt myself, because it's a lot of work getting this big ass truck. I mean, wow. So like I say, the first thing you do is we're going to put this across the front of the truck so no water gets into the front of the bed. So that's the first thing you do. Got the weather stripping in front. Now it's pretty cool. This thing is literally staying stable without me even having a clamp on it. You run the header all the way up against the bed as far as possible, and then you take these clamps and you grab the underneath here, you grab the rail and this track system. All right, got the first clamp on. Look there, see how we got that? And then you take the next clamp, has a strap. This is to secure the roll-up So you want to mount this here within reasonable area where this strap has to reach to the front of the bed to be able to secure the roll-up. So don't put this too far back. You can always relocate if you don't do it right. Got the first rail side down, and boy, the Chevy product, this has gone a lot easier on this rail system for me than my other trucks. So you can see there's 4 of them. I'm trying to kind of space them out proportional for the first 3, and really more strap doesn't really matter. More about the 3. So now we're over to this side here, on the other side of the bed, and let's get her put up too. Got the right side on, so right and left are ready. Now the real trick is this thing's heavy. You got to reverse roll it, so it's kind of interesting how you do this. I'll see if I can figure out how to show you to do it, but just stay tuned. Now what you do, you start from the back and then roll this thing forward. That's how you're supposed to do this, just so you know. And then what you do is, it gets a little further up, you then unsnap this below. There's a little thing here to raise it. And then you start following it. So you're following it as you're rolling it out. You're rolling this one back up so that you can follow this one up front. Kind of see what's going on here. And a little tricky with all this cardboard because it'll wrap it all up if you're not careful. You gotta get it up here. This thing's heavy, man. This is not, you know, I tell you, a lot of this work that I do, it's hard work. This is not easy. So if you're not a really strong person, you're not gonna be able to do some of this stuff because it just weighs too much and you injure yourself. So now what you do, roll this down so you can work in this area. Get your cardboard out of your way. And you got to put in your bolts. You got a system here where this is going to clamp in. This is going to clamp into that area. So as you can see, I'm a little too far forward, but I can pull this back. This just shifts if I get my 2 hands on it. Now they give you these bolts. It goes into a track right here. And these bolts go into those slots right there. So you got to offset them. You see that? How to offset? So offset that. You have to go underneath there probably to figure it out a little bit more. But you do on both sides. And then you go up underneath it. You'll have to fine tune it. And this is challenging because this unit seems to be too narrow. It doesn't make any sense to me. I gotta use 2 hands. All right, now you gotta line these up in these tracks. And I've already done it over here. So you gotta finesse, push this thing around a little bit to figure it all out. They give you a rubber gasket and a metal. Rubber goes first, and then the metal last. And you put your little twisty handle on there to secure it. All right, now I've got all the fittings on, but now what you trying to figure out is this in the correct spot at the end, so that when you close it, will it be secure and not be too much in. So you want to really roll this thing all the way out right now and make sure that the tailgate side, this is going to not be a problem. And that's very tricky because it's too far down, it jams up the tailgate, and then you can't, the tailgate will be hard to open. Now, I already see I've got a problem. When I was clamping this thing down, I didn't get it secured. So I'm going to roll this back up, and these clamps up front here, I'm going to have to push this down so that it's more level. So, my mistake. All right, I can see another area that I could come down a little bit as well. So I gotta adjust some of these brackets, but you don't want to tighten this front up here where this thing's already secure, because if you do and your tailgate gets jammed, you're gonna have a hell of a time with these electronic gates to get them open. So if you're really smart, you leave this loose, because you have to. You can push it forward and the tailgate will open. But I got to do some adjustments here. All right, I feel good. I feel pretty good about how tight this is once I adjust this down. So I'm gonna tighten up underneath there. You should take a pair of pliers and just get this thing more tightened down so it doesn't move when I start playing around with it. Wow, Skr, I got it. I think I got it. I relocated these straps. I moved them up a lot closer, otherwise you just don't reach. And they give you little rubber things that I never use. I'll show those to you. You're supposed to put them here. I guess the theory is this thing can go up really close to your cab, but it never had that be the case with mine. So let's now unsnap it and see how she looks. Oh my goodness, I knocked out another how-to project and it looks great. I love it. I really like these roll-up covers so much more than the covers that are the trifold, because they're easier, I think, to handle. And one thing I want to make sure of is your track isn't catching. Some of my units, they start to catch and they'll bust this plastic piece, especially in the winter months. But this one here is operating very smoothly. But see how you can just take one hand and you can roll this up, versus like those trifold things, you got a manhandle flipping those things, they get heavier and heavier. I don't like them. And this here, if you want to travel, you can't travel with those real, if you're not talking about the ones that flip up like a big cardboard box and it ends up being a big wall right here into your window. If you read the instructions on those, you cannot do long distance traveling with those things up. It's very dangerous. It may rip, the unit may rip off the truck. You can't use that at high speeds. When I came back from Florida with my race truck, we just about had a fiasco because we loaded up my daughter's Harley. The race truck isn't here, but we loaded up the Harley, and I'll show you over here my Raptor truck. And my brother at the last second read the instructions on the back of the cover, and it says, hey man, do you realize that this cover that's on this truck, when you fold it all the way up and you put it up against the window like a wall and you have those struts to hold it up, it point blank says you're not supposed to do high speeds with this thing all folded up and then like a wall up here. It creates a wind force that can rip this whole unit off. And so we had to take the whole unit off the truck and throw it in the back of my trailer. So, but I'm sure people have done it and like, I didn't have a problem. Well, for the record, if you read the instructions, you're not supposed to do that. So I much prefer the roll-up setup. And sure, it's more money. It is more money, but you know, if you're spending $700-800 for a tri-flip, and you got to spend $1,000-1,200 for a roll-up, and if I'm you, I'm going to buy the roll-up. It's just so much easier to use. So everybody, I think it looks really good, really clean. And once again, it's all about you making sure the track system is all level, and then this here closes properly. You usually go down each side. Now when you put your tailgate up, make sure it's nice, but if you get it too tight, that's really nice cut there. And then make sure your track system is all level, and you shouldn't have any problem. It should be pretty watertight. I wouldn't say it's 100%. You sometimes see a little water up in here because of the way this is, but you can see it's pretty damn watertight. So I think it should be okay. And it's got a little flap right here. All right, everybody, it's the higher end rollback, tonneau cover. So I paid more money. It's like $1,500. You can get them for like $1,200, but it's a different type of material, and I just like the higher end unit. So hope this helps you install a nice roll-up tonneau cover on your Chevy truck, 6-foot bed, and I've done my dually as well, and that's a lot of truck. That's 8-foot bed. That's a heavy ass frickin' I think I had my daughter help me put that one, if I remember right. So that's it. That adventure today. What else are we doing? Oh, I don't know. I always have an adventure. So stay tuned for more adventures on Ice HTV, and thanks for watching my channel. Subscribe, share the channel, and God bless.